In the following lessons, we will combine all the tools that we learned in the previous lessons in order to create a house in SketchUp. First, I need a floor plan. I can either create it directly in SketchUp using the software's tools, or I can import a floor plan from AutoCAD. For those who may not be familiar with AutoCAD, I should mention that AutoCAD is the most frequently used software in 2D design. I already created a new SketchUp project based on the plan view template. The measuring units of this template are meters. To import the floor plan from AutoCAD, I will expand the File menu and select Import. The Import window appears automatically. Before importing the file, I want you to take a look at the drop-down menu at the bottom right corner of the window. At the moment, All Supported Files is selected. If I expand this drop-down menu, you can see all the available file types that you can import into SketchUp. The most common ones are 3ds files, which are 3ds Max files, DWG files, which are AutoCAD files, JPG files, which are image files, and PSD files, which are Photoshop files. I will not change the All Supported Files option, so all the supported files will be displayed. As you can see, in the current folder there is the Floor Plan AutoCAD file, which I will select and click on Import. Notice that the Import Results window appears shortly after, showing various details of the file we are importing, such as the number of layers, arcs, lines, and polylines. I will close this window, and the floor plan will appear in the drawing area. Now, if I click to select a line, you will notice that the entire drawing is selected since it has been imported as a single component. You can see that in the Entity Info tab of the default tray, too. To break the drawing up into separate line and arc segments, I will right-click on it and select Explode. Now the lines and arcs can be selected separately. One more important thing to consider when importing a drawing or any other object into SketchUp is the units of measurement. It's a good practice to check the units of measurement of the imported file so that you can ensure that the drawing is accurate. To check if the units of the floor plan are correct, I will click on the Dimension tool from the toolbox on the left. I will click on the top left corner and then on the bottom left corner to measure this distance. I will click one more time to place the dimension and notice that the length is 8.8 meters, which is what it was supposed to be. Now that I am sure that the file was imported correctly, I will select and delete the dimension. At this point, I will remove the parts that I don't need from the drawing. For example, to create the 3D model, I do not need the doors. So, I will activate the Select tool, and I will zoom in carefully to delete the doors. While deleting the objects that you don't need, you should be careful not to delete something you actually need by accident. When I am done deleting the doors, I will also delete the lines that indicate the window openings. I will carefully select all 4 windows and delete them by pressing Delete. Now I am ready to start creating the 3D model of the house.